Welcome back to Sunrise today. We're keeping our focus on, yes, the state of developments in the country. We've got Mr. John Oloyede, a legal practitioner, here with us this morning. Thank you for coming on today.
Good morning.
Well, so many things. Let's start from where Mark left off, and Daniel Bola, speaking about the allegations, different ones within the NNPC. Is it the one against the Minister of State or the one against the GMD? And now you see this picture. What do you make of this so far?
Well, it's homegrown solutions to homegrown problems. Nigeria has a way of solving seemingly big problems in a very simple way. Well, it's good to see the two gentlemen, I mean, interacting very well in public glare. But that's as far as I will go. On a more serious note, Mr. Buhari ended by saying, okay, there are some serious allegations of corruption against the Honorable Minister of State for Petroleum, and that something should be done about that. But he was not prepared to say both men should be fired. Now, I don't see any reason. Nigerians don't resign in the face of allegations. But you see, the curious fact is this, especially this particular government. When somebody makes an allegation, it is only then that you get to know that, oh, the person making these current allegations had some allegations pending against him. Those allegations don't come into full public glare until he has spoken too much. Katiku wrote a letter to Mr. President. It got leaked. We don't know how it got leaked. And then immediately, we now got wind of the fact that, oh, there were pending allegations against him of corruption. Don't forget that, for instance, you have a situation, this member of Senate, the man who is fighting with the Inspector General of Police.
Senator Michal?
Michal. He made very serious allegations against the IGP, and then suddenly, allegations came. Oh, that you didn't even, you left the force without retiring properly. Oh, there were fake documents that you authored. Senate President, I think there was a time when the Magu, EFCC, it was going to be confirmed. It was after this issue of confirmation, when it degenerated to a certain level, that a series of allegations came from different sides of the divide. The problem with this country is this: we don't do things appropriately at the appropriate time. Why would you appoint a man who had all those allegations pending against him as Minister of State for Petroleum? That is the big fish in this country. And then all these things transpired, and you waited until he now came up with his own allegations against somebody who is supposed to be his subordinate. That is my only problem.
But did it happen before he was appointed, or as alleged,
well,
or during?
Maybe when he was GMD. There are a lot of things that they are saying now. I mean, it's a case of, oh, but what about you? These things happened. When you were GMD, you were not going through the board. You were doing the through tenders board. Oh, suddenly we get legalistic. Suddenly we start citing laws. We start saying, oh, Minister of State cannot be functioning when there is a minister who is Mr. President himself. I mean, we forget protocol. We say, no, the laws are like this and like this. We get so legalistic, as if law on its own can regulate affairs of men if men are not willing to comply with laws and conventions. So I am not saying, I'm not trying to defend him. Now, if I were Mr. President, Mr. Femi Falana had said it, a lot of people have said it. First of all, there's a leakage. It is grossly irresponsible that correspondence between a Minister of State and Mr. President would get leaked into the public, irrespective of the fact that that's a letter. The subject matter of that letter, they are matters of public concern. Under the Freedom of Information Act, ordinarily, these are things all of us should know. So but the problem is, why would a letter meant for Mr. President, why would it get leaked? How did it get leaked? Nobody is asking questions about all this. These are very serious matters of state. If there's no oil, there's no Nigeria.
But are you also concerned about the processes that the letter brought to the fore? Flaws in the, as I say, the NNPC Act and the processes within the oil industry now?
I am very happy that all these things are in public glare. You see, the change that was promised by the government in power today is different from the change that we are seeing in Nigeria. There's actually change. There's some change. I mean, before, there's a lot of controversy about $2 billion having been stolen under the previous administration, and that, I mean, a lot of people have been detained on that matter. I mean, when that kind of money got taken out of the Commonwealth, nobody heard about it. A lot of things. I mean, since NNPC was set up, since we discovered oil, they said trillions of naira have been stolen, diverted, misappropriated. Nobody knew when and how all these things happen. But you see, the good thing in the past 2 years is when Mr. President coughs inside Aso Rock, there's a way we get to know. When you don't have, when they budget 3.2 billion for the Aso Rock clinic, and there's no syringe, there's no Panadol there, we get to know. That is the change that is happening in this country. People now get to know everything that is happening everywhere.
Yeah, but is it going to be
good for us?
Is it going